energy over here. I'm not no Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey. You don't drop no check off and say get the Negroes to the plantation on November the 4th. You don't drop no check off and say get the Negroes to the plantation.
So now the war of words between Dr. Umar Johnson and Steve Harvey has escalated because now Steve Harvey has responded to the words that Umar Johnson used against him and Ricky Smiley. We all remember Ricky Smiley went on his radio show and started pissing out his eyes. He was doing a whole bunch of crying, man. I mean, just a whole bunch of crying for Kamala Harris. You know, just making black men look weak. And then we saw Steve Harvey, you know, do this right here.
These people talking about, I'm not voting if they not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations.
And you know, Steve Harvey was saying that he's not gonna ask hard questions. He's gonna throw lollipop questions because he wants this woman in office. Well, after hearing Dr. Umar Johnson and his response, Steve Harvey took to his radio show to respond to him. And, you know, it was funny because, like I said, he talked about him being the Q and the Q Dogs is running black radio and all of this kind of stuff. But let's listen to what he had to say and we'll come right back.
So here we go. Dr. Umar Johnson took to Instagram last Thursday to be exact. He said he was offered $10,000 to do an interview with Vice President Kamala Harris and went on to say that he believes other celebrities are being paid to support Vice President Kamala for her bid for the White House, right? Umar specifically called you out, Steve. He called out Ricky Smiley. He claimed that both of you were paid to support Kamala Harris's campaign. Here's what he said.
But if we're going to be honest, Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, y'all only carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Can we please be honest? Can we see? I want y'all to understand, overstand, and understand what King Kong is talking about. Y'all carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Kamala Harris and the Democratic plantation is paying you celebrities, paying you to shame black people into voting. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote.
So, you know, we've had Vice President Harris on the show many times. So let's address this bogus claim. Please, Steve.
Well, first of all, we're going to have her on her again or how many other times is needed to get her into office.
To get the vote.
Brother Umar, let me say this, man. I absolutely love some of the things you say. I really, really do, man. Some of the stuff I don't always agree with, but ain't nobody got to agree with everything I say. But let me clear the air on something.
Please.
You can't hire Steve Harvey for $10,000 to do nothing.
Yes, hey.
Let me just A that out the way. I don't know where you got that number from, but you can't offer Steve Harvey $10,000 to do nothing. No, you can go through the industry and ask about me. Bro, let me tell you something. Omar, let me tell you something, man. And there ain't no hate here at all, because I like some of the work he does. I really do. Yeah. Listen, man, I don't.
He said
I don't do nothing, nothing for $10,000. Don't even insult. Don't insult the brand equity that I've built over these 30 years of television. I just don't, man. And I'm doing this absolutely free of charge because I want this country to be in her hands as opposed to Donald Trump's hands. That's why I do it. Now, me and Ricky Smiley happen to be on the same page. Now, we Qs now, and so is D.L. Hughley. And Qs kind of run the airways of black radio.
Okay. All right.
The Qs is running the airways of black radio.
All right, Purple and Gold.
Okay. But we also understand what's at stake here. So no,
Uh-huh.
I haven't
Yeah.
received a single dollar from anybody to do what I do. And I'm doing it gladly for free.
Yes.
And I'm going
We
to
love her.
freely have her on here again and again and again.
Uh-huh.
I am going to freely
Uh-huh.
ask soft ass questions. I am going to freely lob the basketball so she can slam dunk all these questions.
Oh, man.
Yes.
And she
I'm going
received
to
that.
freely sit here and agree. So the black vote is not for sale,
Mhm.
but it is a very important block of votes
Yeah.
that can control the outcome of this election. And if
That's
I
right.
have my way, if it is within God's will, she will be the next president of the United States, because the alternative, see, there's only two people running for president.
Yeah.
It's Kamala Harris, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris,
For the
or Donald
Democrat.
Trump. That's the choice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know, and if somebody offered you 10, you should have took it. But anybody offered me nothing. But please don't insult me and offer me $10,000. Because I'm telling you right now, it cost way more for me to wake up and turn this mic on.
Oh, Steve,
way
we
more.
gotta get him. It's $10,000.
I can't even let that get out about me.
The amount
All
of
right.
insulting to you. Wow.
That's just, I mean, really,
The
man.
brand.
And you know, look, man, they can take their campaign money and put it into other causes, like buying ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The ad I'm running right now, this is free.
Free. Please go vote for Kamala
I'm
Harris.
running a-
Do it for free.
Kamala Harris campaign ad right now. Please vote. The black vote is not for sale,
It is not. We
but
love
it is
her.
a very, very viable force. It
Mhm.
really is important, and that's why everybody want it, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
And because let me tell you something.
That's
If you
right.
look at just look at the last presidential election, when it
Mhm.
got down to Michigan, Wisconsin, it got down to Philly,
Philly.
Philadelphia, it got down to
Pennsylvania.
Georgia,
Uh-huh.
Atlanta.
Mhm.
Yeah. Philly, Pennsylvania. All those, the Republicans were winning out in the suburbs. When they
Mhm.
got to the inner cities where we heavily populate Atlanta, Philadelphia, Detroit, Milwaukee, that turned the election.
Yeah.
And the same thing can happen this time. And they all know it. Why do you think Donald Trump, who don't give a damn about the National Association of Black Journalists, would even walk his ass out there? He was out there to try to make black people think that he's done more for black people than any president since Abraham Lincoln. But he can't name one thing he's done for black people. And then got mad at the black woman for asking him tough questions. Now,
Mhm. Mhm.
anybody else that don't agree with that right there, I understand. But just show me what he's done for black people so I can understand. Because right now I don't.
All right. Go on and collect.
Kamala Harris for president. Thank you very much.
I approve
Amen.
this message.
I approve this message absolutely for free. If you try to offer me
Free.
10,000, I'm gonna quit talking to you.
And see, Steve and them represent that black bourgeoisie, that boule class, the descendants of that talented 10th. You know, they've made it and they're living the American dream, and they forgot about all the people behind them. So now, instead of them listening like you got, like we are having the intelligence to have sense, they're telling us what to do. We don't have a right to have our own thought process or opinions. We got to be told what to do because these people are set in positions in place to tell us what to do. Malcolm X told us this all the way back in the 60s. But let's look at Dr. Umar's response after he heard what Steve Harvey had to say, and we'll come right back.
We're not going to get no reparations if we don't vote. You've been voting Democrat for 93 years, Steve Harvey. The problem with you black celebrities, you are the new black bourgeoisie. You are the new black bourgeoisie. And you are going out of your way to stay relevant with the white power structure by trying to shame black people into voting for people who don't do anything with them. That ended with Barack Obama. 16 years ago, the 30-year-olds of today were 14. They were babies under Obama. They were babies under Obama. But you fail to realize they grew up on Dr. Umar Ifatunde doctrine. These 30-year-olds, they grew up on my messages. They grew up on me. So you can't seduce them with emotions. You can't seduce them with intellectualism. You can't seduce them with symbols and empty promises. They grew up under the Prince of Pan-Africanism. They've been watching me and listening to me for 15 years. You can't get over on them like you got over on their parents. You can't get them to the polls on November the 4th with no damn a Delta swearing in an AKA on an Alpha's birthday. That don't mean nothing to us. We respect Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I love my Delta Queens. We respect Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I love my Alpha Queens. We Alpha Phi Alpha Sorority. I love my Alpha brothers, but that ain't got nothing to do with this. This is not sorority business. This is American African business. I said this is not sorority business. And if Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Jill Stein, Cornel West, if they can't take care of African business, the American African business, don't come to me. Black vote ain't for sale no more. Black vote ain't for sale. We bartering on business. We standing on business.
Now, I'll say this in closing. We don't have too many friends out here. And I'm telling the black community, what is your agenda? We have to start speaking loud and proud and saying that athletes, entertainers don't speak for us. If you notice, they're going around, they're talking to these comedians, singers, rappers. They're not talking to black intellectuals. But I have a question, right? I have a question. Every year we graduate black kids from HBCUs. Can somebody in the chat, can somebody in the comment section when you watch this video, when it's over, where are these people? Where do they go to work at? Why don't we see, for all the years since these HBCUs have been open, why don't we see anything matriculate back into the black community to create an economy? Why don't we see them? Where are these black graduates for the last 60 years that graduate from our HBCUs? How come I don't see them in D.C.? How come I don't see them in Black Philadelphia, Baltimore, all of these black cities where about time we done finally starting to see black production? Because what we see is a non-black agenda and athletes and entertainers still telling us what to do. What we see is Kamala Harris coming out now basically saying she represents us, because I've seen a video now where she's talking about the diaspora. Oh my God, it's just like, I'm like, come on, man. But see, she's only talking like that because she's hearing what we're saying. She probably don't even know what diaspora means. And this is the hypocrisy, but this is the crazy part, but I blame our community for this. Because I'm asking, where is the productivity of the educated black class in black cities? Where is the black brain trust that's able to stop gentrification in Philadelphia, cities that's predominantly black? Memphis, Baltimore. We have educated black people. Where are they at? And this is the problem. This is the problem. The educated black folks already got theirs. They already getting their reparations. They already getting their American dream. And they don't care about the rest of us. So they're on the Democratic Party plantation, and they're telling us to get your behinds to the polls. You're not that intelligent. We tell you what to do. Don't worry about none of that. And this is where we at with it, man. So we're going to have our own agenda, man. What is the black agenda? What is the black identity? What are we doing going forward, man? How are we going to learn from this right here? Are we going to finally wake up and see the playbook? It remains to be seen. But shout out to Umar for calling these people out, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.